All right, so Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. This is going to be the first book that I want you to read, regardless if you think you had good parents or bad parents. I know a lot of people that had really good parents that were sheltered away from the world, so they never had the ability to understand what anxiety is because they were protected away from it. And then you have the other half of the world that was absolutely just completely neglected, left off on their own, had to figure out everything themselves. And there's a pretty big divide between those two types of people. So you're either the person that had really overprotective parents who kind of controlled you, or you were the one that was like, oh, I wonder where my parents are at. So I'm going to be speaking from the perspective of being the person who had extremely emotionally immature parents that were distant, rejecting, and they were self-involved because I really don't remember my mom there at all. I was basically raised by my grandma. So the first book that I want you to read in this program is Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. You really aren't going to understand if you had these emotionally immature parents until you read this book. This is extremely eye opening for me because I recognized that I would never accept help from anybody. So you're talking getting into your 20s and realizing life is not good. Like the thoughts that you've been taught to think as a child, those are going to work for quite a while until you get older and you realize that making less than $20 an hour kind of sucks as an adult when you have a lot of bills. So you realize, okay, well, if I didn't go to college and never really learned how to make money, you're missing key features to help yourself live a better reality. And I know nowadays there's a lot of talk online. If you subscribe to it, they call it the Matrix. And everyone says, get out of the matrix. No, no, no. Just better understand how to utilize it. And then you're going to have a good life. And you're not going to have to stress or worry about 90% of the things that you may have to stress or worry about. So, a big thing for me was I did not understand money at all. I was at a position in my life where I'd have to choose to pay a bill or smoke marijuana. And which one do you think I chose at that time? I chose smoking marijuana 10 times over 10. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. But Children of Emotionally Immature Parents opened me up to the fact that I was an internalizer. Like I had like my friends' parents telling me, if you applied yourself and didn't play video games all day, you'd be really good at what you did. And well, here we are in a program that we built with a ton of other coaches. So being an internalizer, I would not take advice from other people. So the hardest thing for me to do was improve because anytime somebody told me something that didn't fit my narrative that I created to keep myself where I wanted to be in my life, I'd push it away. So the big key takeaways of Children of Emotionally Immature Parents are recognizing whether you're an externalizer or an internalizer. If you're constantly reliant on other people for solving your problems, or if you're feeling something and you need to go to somebody else to explain it for you, or the decisions you're making are because you ask your friends or your family, oh, is this a good idea? And then you accept what they tell you as a good idea, you may be an externalizer. That's not always good because you need to be able to be self sufficient in thinking on your own in this society. You need to realize the thoughts that you've been taught to think may not actually work as an adult. And if they've never not worked, then why would you ever think to change them? So, all of these books that we're going to be going over here are going to give you just a little bit of introduction into certain things that you could change if you wanted to completely divert the directory of your life or the trajectory of your life. Sorry. Like 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, you're going to realize that you can absolutely do anything, but it's going to take 10 times the things that you think it was going to take to actually get there. So I wanted to start you off with Children of Emotionally Immature Parents because I had one of the most terrible childhoods, and that actually was one of the main reasons that I suffered. Like, you know how we're taught not to talk to strangers? Strangers give you everything. So all of these books that you're going to read are going to be from strangers. I have no clue who Lindsay Gibson is. I have never even seen a picture of her, but this book has impacted me in so many ways, shapes, and forms that I can't even begin to comprehend. Well, I can obviously comprehend them because I changed them. You know what I mean. So no matter if you had good parents or bad parents, this book is extremely important because until you heal those childhood traumas that you have going on, they will stand in your way financially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's the biggest thing that I could tell you take away from this book is that it's going to absolutely open up your eyes to the childhood that you had to experience. And if you want a book stack, I'll be mentioning a lot of book stacking in here in the program. You're going to read Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. You're going to read The Anatomy of Loneliness. That's by Teal Swan. You're going to read The Completion Process by Teal Swan. And then you're going to read The Living in the Illusion and the Fear of Truth by Osho, which there's going to be those book reviews down below as well. So book number one, Children of emotionally immature parents. And if you're following this program the way it's designed to be followed, you're not going to move on to the next module. You're going to go down to the link below. You're going to check out the prices. It's going to send you over to Amazon. You're more than welcome to Google it. I make 25 cents maybe if you order this book. I think it's like 17 cents. It all depends. But Children of Emotionally Immature Parents, book number 1. If you want to take the program seriously, pause here, order this book, read it. It's best advice I can possibly give you, because these books are going to pay you back for the rest of your life. Skills, the way that you use them, are never going to change. It's just the way that a skill is interacting with reality. You're selling a chatbot, it's the same thing as selling social media marketing. So, children of emotionally immature parents, because how do you know you had an emotionally immature parent? You think the thoughts that they were thinking 30 years ago are relevant now? Well, you're about to find out. And I will see you in the next video.